This is my rant about Obsession, the movie that came out in 2026. Great, amazing movie. And ever since I watched it, I watched it the week it came out, like 2 days after it came out, right? And I have just been non, like a lot of other people, just non-stop thinking about it. I watched it twice in theaters. The first time, the 2 days after it came out, and then the next time the day after my birthday, right? And the first time I watched it, because I had nothing going into it, which I think is the best way to watch it, is just to go in completely blind because you don't know what you're. Because I saw a trailer for it once, and that was like a few weeks, maybe a few months before I ever went to go see it. And honestly, that kind of made it better because I never seen a movie with literally nothing going into it. And now that I've done it that way, I understand why people do it, Because I used to think oh, it's so stupid, you don't know what you're watching. But no, but after doing it, it's just this is the best way to watch movies. And the movies is so good because it's called Obsession. So someone's gonna have an obsession with someone. And obviously the trailer kind of makes it out as Nikki is the obsessed one. I've watched my videos, my fair share of videos, after seeing the movie, and TikToks, and Instagram Reels, whatever, right? And it's really yeah, yes, Nikki in the movie is obsessed with Bear, but I think the reason it's called Obsession is Bear's like undying obsession with Nikki throughout basically the whole movie, right? And so, like, you know, I don't want to be boring, because I don't know, you've seen it, you know what happens. But it's so good, and it's just I don't know, I can't stop thinking about it. I've never had a movie where I was actually this is basically my first horror movie ever where I went in blind ever, and I wanted to go see it. Because that night, me and my friends planned to go watch a new Michael Jackson movie, right? I'm very happy we didn't. I'm sure the movie was great, but I would have never seen Obsession. And me and my friends talked about it. I don't know where I just was. I'm just gonna keep talking. I don't know where, it was just so weird because me and my friends, we watched the movie and we went and we talked in the parking lot. I guess a lot of people did. I saw TikToks and stuff like that after seeing the movie, and everyone was doing that. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Everyone's kind of on the same page and everything. Everyone knows the same as everyone else. And the performances were amazing. And then I started looking into the movie and everything. It was made by a guy he wasn't like Curry Barker. He isn't a professional filmmaker. Nothing against him. He is amazing. He is great. You know, but it didn't have that much of a budget at all. Look at literally any other movie. They are well over a million, if not a million. And they made the entire movie with maybe with an estimated $750,000, right? That is almost nothing, right? For a movie that is nothing. And then they filmed the whole thing in 20 days, 23 or 26, because they had additional like uh reshots, reshoots and everything. But that is amazing. And like the actors, they weren't. I think also what helps movies that like it's not like a big celebrity doing it. You know, like if like Chris Pratt's in the movie, different story. You know, if I saw Jack Black walk out, it kind of takes you out of it. But because like unless you watch like Smallville and yet you caught these actors in like other places, you would have never seen them. You know, and it's just like it makes it so much more real because like these are just people, this random people, you know, and they're just like going through like all this like horrific stuff, and it's just like, dang, all right, and it was crazy, you know, like it's like I don't know, and like I've had like I don't know, you know, like I have liked movies before, you know. I liked Venom when it came out. I love like all movies I go to the movies to see. Like the every time I go to the theaters and see a movie, I'm seeing that movie because I want to go see it. You know, like I know it's about. I've probably seen stuff on TikTok and stuff like advertising it. Like I remember whenever Monkey Man came out, I was hyped to see that. 'Cause I saw like how like, the main actor who's also like I think like he wrote it, I think, but he was just like all like oh yeah like I broke some bones like I got like these infections whatever da da da. I'm like dang this guy's dedicated. I gotta see this movie. And it was a good movie, you know. It was really good, you know. But I've never been so big into a standalone movie. Like, it doesn't have any lore. It just has. It's just the movie, right? Because it's only one movie so far, you know. And like, cause I have been like I've had my stages where I've been really big in Finds at Freddy's and like Batman, Spider-Man, and like those kind of like things, you know. And I got really big into Five Nights at Freddy's whenever the second one came out. I was really hyped about that. And even me and my friends started making like a Springtrap cosplay. We have not finished yet because we haven't worked on it since Christmas break. But, you know, like it's like I got really big into it, but like for a movie but like those things, like you know, you have so much lore, you have so much. But with Obsession, it's just a movie, you know? And I recently read the entire screenplay for it also, and it's insane. Like a lot of because I read it, I read the entire screenplay, and it's just like I don't know how to like. It's so weird because like I know what scene it is, you know, because in the thing it says like what scene it is and everything like that, you know. But like this is before they shot it, you know, and like some of the dialogue is like literally word for word and like some of the other dialogues like kind of like they tweak some of it. Some things just completely cut out, and some things are added in. And honestly, like what they had in the screenplay was like off. It's like some of it was like off the rails because like in the movie, Bear's kind of like this gray character, you know. Like he could be the what's it called? He could be the protagonist, or he could be like, and then later you kind of find out he's like in the start you think he's the protagonist, you know, like oh yeah, it's this guy, da da da, right? Went throughout the movie, basically like you know like later half the movie he sucks, you know, he is like horrible, you know, and like it is just like in the screenplay it was just like what do you say it makes him like his you know it's kind of like a gray character you know it's he's kind of gray like is he the because there's some people arguing that he's not the bad guy you know and then people arguing that he is because he is you know and like but in the screenplay it is black and white like he is just like almost just like full on evil you know like it's full on evil and it is like gosh you know? And like there's a scene in the screenplay where so, in the movie, like yeah, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go to a different rant. But in the movie, it's like the whole montage of them being together and everything like that. And then it's and it goes into like the date night and then, the scene of the date night and then immediately after date night goes straight into them having like sex. And it's bad because also with because like it's just weird. It's very odd. Like it makes you feel like uncomfortable. It's like, what are you doing, Bear? Like what are you doing? Because by that time, directly before he goes back and talks to Nikki, he basically puts it together like, oh, it's the one with Willow. And then from that, it goes like she freaks out. He's like, oh no, it's fine, we're fine. And it's a smash cut just to like them just like Bear just going at it. And Nikki with the interviews I've seen, and also it's like it's like supposedly in that scene, Nikki's crying, you know, like she's very robotic. She's like, this is like a whole thing. But and that's how it ends. Like it's that, and it's like kind of like aftermath y, I guess. But in the screenplay, Bear is just rotten to the core. Like he is horrible. Like so it's directly before they go into like having like intercourse and everything, and Nikki snaps back because she snaps back regularly in the movie, but she snaps back and she's like, Bear, like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, and then it literally says that he has an eerie calmness. He just sits there, and Nikki snaps back to like being her like wish self. And then she's all over him again, you know, and like that is just like, dude, what are you doing? Like that is just straight up. It's like what you're doing is wrong, and you're still like that's just like straight up, just like it's like assault. Like there's nothing else to it. It's just straight up assault because he knows that she actually doesn't want to do it, but then the wish self comes back and she does. It's just like, what are you doing? But like it's all that. It's so crazy. And then, and honestly, my theory is that, um, or this is my theory before I read the screenplay, and it was that like the reason why Nikki starts acting all crazy is because she's trying to show like she's kind of like mad at Bear. She's trying to show her dedication to him a little bit, kinda to a degree, because like it only hits the fan after that day. After that date night, that's when it hits the fan, like bad. And it's just like, you know, and my theory for that is, like I said, like Nikki sees that Bear might not be as into her as she like once thought through like, the montages and everything, and that's when she starts to go crazy because she wakes up in the middle of the night after the date night, like I feel like you don't love me, and you don't love me as much as I do. It's like her dream or whatever, but if she loves him more than anything, like she's gonna lose it if he doesn't feel the same way, you know. And that was my theory. Like she's trying to get him to love her more and like just like kind of stuff like that. So, he tells her not to do anything, like stop being like weird, and she stays still and waits for him to come home the next day from work. And just all of that and it's combines and it's just like, dang. I don't know. That's how I kind of thought about it. And then the eating the cat sandwich, that makes like no sense. Unlike, like, I think it's kind of like revenge a little bit. Like, oh yeah, like I feel like you don't love me, so I'm gonna like throw your dead cat in a sandwich and feed it to you, Or maybe it's trying to get closer to him, like, oh, like look, you ate your cat. That's how sweet, Like I don't know. That's kind of like off the rails. And but all that, and then I don't know. I saw this one thing. So like Nikki in the script and also in the movie, like uh like Nikki's pee in the screenplay is described as being a yellowish red from her being so dehydrated because she doesn't care about herself. She only kind of like exists whenever Bear is with her, you know? And so I saw something where the reason why she throws up at the end of the movie, when she's like freaking out at Bear, like she kills Ian, and she's like hovering over Bear. He's like on the couch. And the reason why the reason why she threw up onto him was because she had a lack of food, and she threw up on him. It's basically just mostly stomach acid because of her lack of food. And so I kind of took that. I don't know too much about biology, but I think the reason why she threw up is because she's using so much energy and she's freaking out so bad. Like it's like full on, you know, like basically it's like wish Nikki crash out. And she's using up so much energy and she's just like tired. And when people get tired, extremely like exhausted, they kind of puke. Like runners, people who run a lot, people who train like until they puke. She is using so much energy. She's like doing so much with such a little fuel from food that she pukes onto him. And that's why. That's probably really base level. I don't know. But that's like I kind of started thinking about that. And I love the scene because like I don't know if it was like the mic messed up or it was intentional, but like whenever Nikki's saying like
I need you to do something for me.
I can't, you love me!
Stop!
Why don't you love me?
why don't you love me? And she's like and she says it again, it's like super distorted. I love that scene so much because like it was the mic messing up. If it was the mic messing up, thank God it did. Like that was amazing. Like 'cause it sounded like unhuman. Like it sounded odd. I think it's just like her breaking down the voice crack. It's just like her breaking down, like really bad, but it was amazing. So I think another huge strong point of the movie is the hold on, I'm gonna miss my sound real quick. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, ooh, ah. Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna. So I changed most of my mic a little bit. If you can tell a change, I apologize. But I think a huge strong point in the movie is also um the soundtrack. I'm gonna look up his name right now. Um, okay. Um, I'm just gonna say the name that is on Spotify. Like the artist on Spotify. Rock Burwell. Rock Burwell, he did amazing. He did so good with the soundtrack of this film, of like this movie. You know, he did so good. Like, I will admit this, you know, I have not watched, I have listened to the soundtrack. No, hold up. Wait, I gotta think about words. I listened to the soundtrack front to back, the like original music, movie soundtrack on Spotify yesterday alone, probably 4 times, back to back to back to back. I have watched this movie probably 5 times just from having it on Amazon that I bought the day after it came out on Amazon. So like if that proves anything, I am insanely insane. Like I'm like obsessed with this movie, and like I annoy my friend. Like one of my friends, like I hang out with him all the time. I am annoying him with how much I talk about it, and because they should put me on like the promoting stuff for this movie, because like I wouldn't shut up about it for like I still won't shut up about it. Since I first saw it, I was promoting this movie to my friends, my family, my dog. You know, like I promote it to literally everything. And I made a post on Instagram, like a story post, just talking about the movie. And I think pretty easily this movie is top 10 for me. Easy. And of every movie I've ever seen in my entire life, this is probably top 10, maybe top 5, maybe even top 3. Maybe even 1. I don't even know. I think I had to get off the obsession train to figure out if this is actually a good movie or is this like the hype, you know? Because I've been hyped about this movie for like 2 months now, you know, along with the uh the actors, all of them, all four, like all the main four, you know. Um, I don't remember all their names, so I was gonna say, I guess like their first names, I guess. But Cooper, Megan, Indy, and Michael, and the acting is so good. Michael is amazing as Bear, and then like you kind of slowly see how Bear's the villain. It's great. It's amazing. You gotta love it, you know. You gotta love to hate him, you know, kind of thing. And I think the movie shines where it's just like like suspense is building, you know something's gonna happen, but like it still scares you. I think a good example of this is the car scene. You know, that's a very good example because you know something's gonna happen. You know, as soon as he gets in that car and it's showing the camera, like how like the camera's looking at people, you know something's gonna happen. You know something's coming through that window. Something's happening. You know, and then it happens, and it still catches you off guard. And you're kind of like rooting for Sarah. You're like, please don't die. Like, please. And it's kind of crazy because, like, honestly, Sarah's probably one of the better friends, you know? Like, she has some serious bias with Bear, but she's still, like, one of the better friends. You know, Ian kind of sucks. Bear is, like, not even gonna touch on him. You know, he just sucks. But, like, Sarah's, like, a good friend. You know, she's, like, a pretty good friend. And then she has probably the most brutal death in the entire. She has the most brutal death in the entire movie. Like her face gets obliterated with a brick. You know, like nothing much can really top it. You know, It's like that. I think Nikki coming in and out is also like like obviously it's scary. So this is like I don't know, you know, because the way that I think the whole like thing works is that like Nikki is seeing what's happening the whole time, you know, like she knows what's happening. Like she's like kind of seeing it through uh Wish Nikki's eyes. Like whenever she first becomes like Wish Nikki and she goes up to the car and she kind of snaps back, she's like, "Whoa, like what? It's like what am I doing here? Like I'm acting really weird." Like, you know? And I think, you know, just that because she's like she doesn't have any control of her body. She's like, "What is going on right now?" And she snaps back, you know? And then but like that's hard to argue because whenever like it cuts like they're at Bear's house and they're like starting to make out, and then she kind of like wakes. It's almost like she just like she saw her at the car, and then she's in Bear's bedroom out of nowhere, and then she kind of like wakes up. She's like, wait, what's happening right now? And she like realizes she's like, whoa. She like freaks out, falls off the bed. So it's like I don't know if like Nikki can see it or she can't. I want to lean towards she can, you know, and so I think that the real Nikki can see what's happening and can feel what's happening. You know, that's my theory. And I think the reason why whenever Bear calls the phone number on the one with Willow and she's like screaming is because like right before that she is peeing. Supposedly the pee is red. She's dehydrated, so she's probably dehydrated, hungry, and she also be like being like she can't do anything, you know, like she's miserable. She doesn't. She basically got like assaulted by Bear, you know, like so like in the past like however long, you know, she hasn't really been eating. She hasn't been drinking any. Like she's like dehydrated. She's starving, and she's also being like assaulted on the regular. You know, like if you were sitting there, if you're sitting somewhere and you were starving and you're dehydrated, you're miserable, right? Like that's like physically just like draining. You know, and then you're also like wish Nikki's using up like she's acting normal. You know, so I don't think she realizes like I don't think that Wish Nikki can really like feel anything, you know, starving, dehydrated, and being assaulted, you know. So she's just miserable, and then all that, and you know, and then the party scene. The party scene is so good, you know. That's a really good scene. Um, I'm gonna have to edit this a lot because it's already been 40 minutes. But anyways, I've been talking for 40 minutes, you know. But the party scene's really good, you know. Nikki's snapping like in and outs. Or let's take that back. Nikki is like she snaps back in and like everyone I'm getting so ahead of myself. Everyone like is looking at her, she's insane because she's acting like she's never acted like that before ever, you know. And then she like comes back, she freaks out and she like stabs herself in the face. And then when they come home, I think this thing got me probably the hardest was whenever after the party they go back to Bear's house and she like walks backwards or walks in reverse. That came out of absolutely nowhere. And that freaked me out. But like that's like it's like it's rough, you know. And then all that. The ending is really good. Her whole, like, just everything. Sarah's death. It's rough. And if you cannot tell, I have not written anything down for this at all. I'm going straight off the dome, just ranting. But, oh, I stepped on my cord. In the end, in my personal opinion, Obsession is the movie of the year so far. In my opinion, is like insane glaze, right? But probably the best like horror movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think, personal opinion, because I am like super big into Batman, Spider-Man, more so Batman. I have like I'm wearing Batman pants right now and Batman Crocs. Like I'm a sucker for Batman. My wallpaper on my computer is Batman. I have Batman stickers on my car. I have Batman tattoos. Like I'm super big into superheroes, right? And I say this with like I'm pretty certain, like probably 90% certain, Obsession is probably, if it wasn't for superheroes, because they're at kind of their own category, right? But as movies alone, Obsession is the best. And that concludes my rant. Thank you for listening to me, and that is all.